video. If you want to watch the last couple of must-have-seen lessons, they are on our library website and they're also on the YouTube page. In September, we talked about Ruby Goldberg machines and we created our own, which was really fun. And then last month we talked about how and why leaves are changing and how we can do an experiment for changing leaves. And like I said today, we're going to be doing carbon dioxide. It's a very simple experiment. All you need is a mason jar or some kind of glass jar, baking soda, vinegar. You can use a balloon, or I have gloves here. You're only going to need one, but I have several. So balloon or gloves. Tape is optional, and you need a tablespoon and a teaspoon. It's all you need for today's experiment. But before we get to the experiment, I have a question for you. What is carbon dioxide? It's a term we hear a lot when we're talking about science. But what is it? Well, carbon dioxide is actually a chemical compound that's usually a type of gas. And it's a huge part of the way of making our world work the way it does. For instance, when animals and when people, we breathe out, we are breathing out carbon dioxide. On the other hand, plants, they absorb the carbon dioxide to help create their food in a process called photosynthesis. And then when plants breathe out, they release oxygen into the air for humans to breathe, which is really cool. Carbon dioxide is also a really big part of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases trap the heat and the energy from the sun, making the earth, warming the earth so that we can live on it. Without greenhouse gases, the earth would be way too cold to live, and we need carbon dioxide as part of those gases. But the carbon dioxide in the air increases when as people burn more fossil fuels like coal and different things like that. And so, and because now carbon dioxide increases, then the more energy, more heat from the sun is trapped on this earth, resulting in global warming. So as you can see, it's a huge part of science, it's a huge part of our world, which is why a lot of times in pretty much almost every area of science, you're going to be working with carbon dioxide. There's also a few fun facts that you can do with it. Carbon dioxide is used a lot in baking. Yeast, baking powder, and baking soda all use carbon dioxide, and it's one of the reasons why you can make cake and bread rise, and it's because the carbon dioxide in those substances causes that food to rise, which is really cool if you think about it. It's also used in carbonated beverages like Coke and other fizzy drinks to make it all bubbly. Carbon dioxide is also used to make plastic, mainly plastic foam, like life rafts and life jackets. They can inflate because they are inflated with carbon dioxide, which is interesting and kind of cool. Along with that, let's see here, I have a couple other fun facts. Carbon dioxide is also used in fire extinguishers. Who would have thought? Which actually makes sense, because if fire is breathing in the air and the oxygen around it, then fire extinguishers are going to use carbon dioxide to get rid of all the oxygen around the fire to put the fire out, which is really cool. Today's experiment is actually going to be pretty simple. It's going to be really fun, but basically what we're going to do is, once you get all of your items you have here, once again we need a glass jar, baking soda, vinegar, gloves or balloon. Tape is optional, and I'll explain why in a second. And both a teaspoon and a tablespoon is all you need. First thing we're going to do is we're going to pour 3 tablespoons of vinegar into our mason jar. And yes, vinegar smells nasty. It's okay, we will survive. But go ahead and pour 3 tablespoons of vinegar into here. Next, we are going to pour 2 teaspoons of baking soda into our balloon or gloves. And I'm going to shake the baking soda so that it kind of is down into the fingers part of the gloves. And if you've ever done science experiments before, you know that baking soda and vinegar usually cause some really cool reactions. So And they're used in a lot of experiments just because of the reactions that baking soda and vinegar create together. And I'll explain what's happening in our experiment here in a second. So, once we have it in there, as you kind of shake it down into the fingers and such, move this out of the way. Next, you are going to spread the opening part of either your balloon or the glove over the opening of the jar. You want to make sure the baking soda stays down the fingers for this part, because we do not want it mixing with the vinegar just yet. And the reason I have the tape is because my glove is a little loose, and I want to make sure it's firmly on there. So if your balloon or glove is a little loose over whatever opening you're using for your glass jar, you can just tape it like this so that it will stay. Well, maybe it'll stick. I got some baking soda on the glove itself, and so it's making it difficult to give it to the jar. Come on, Jake, stay. Please stay, Jake. But I think we are good now. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my glove straight up and dump all the contents into the vinegar, and we will see what happens. Oh, there it goes. It inflates the glove, just like that. And it is inflated with carbon dioxide. This is called inflated glove. Everything that is in the glove is carbon dioxide. So how does that happen? Okay, well, when the sodium bicarbonate with the baking soda mixes with the vinegar, which is an acid, it creates what's called a carbonic acid, okay? And in this reaction, it divides into carbon dioxide and water. The carbon dioxide is what bubbles up and inflates the glove, as you see, and that inflates the glove. And what's left at the bottom is just a little bit of sodium acetate, is what it is. So I encourage you, this is a really, really fast science lesson, but I encourage you guys to try it at home, because as you can see, it's really cool, and you can inflate your own glove with carbon dioxide, guys. So, and I encourage you guys to keep researching carbon dioxide, keep researching all the ways you can use baking soda